Hello YouTube. I went to Elephant Butte, New Mexico, and went fishing. Got a bunch of fish. Got totally sunburned. Had a really good time. And while I was down there, I took my Honda down there. My Hondas that, I'm always bragging, nothing ever. They're rock solid. Well, they are, unless you're an asshole like myself. So I was driving, doing donuts down in the desert, acting like a retard, and so anyway, I smoked the clutch, and it smoked for just a second, and then the car just stopped, and just wouldn't go. I could put it into gear, run through all the gears with the clutch depressed or with it out depressed. No grinding of any sort, just would never go. So anyway. It turned out that the clutch had problems. I'll show you. So here we are. Let's see if I can try to focus. There's my 93 Honda Civic. Yeah, the ladies love it. My used economy car. So anyway. Like I said, this happened while I was in Elephant Butte, which is, about 3.5 hours away from my house out in the desert. Really sucked. It was packed full of camping gear. Still has, some tents and various gear still hanging in here. So we had to put it on a car dolly and, all this crap and rent a car dolly. Unfortunately, I had a friend with me who had a 4-wheel drive and was able to tow me back to Santa Fe. So anyway, well, first let's start. I'll show you my clutch, what's left of it. You're like, what? That's not a clutch. But no, that's a clutch. Here, let me get a little more light. Let's see here. That pile of lint is my clutch, or was my clutch. It total just catastrophic failure, I guess. And I think it's because I noticed I'm not even gonna really make any guesses. So anyway, the clutch is destroyed. To get to that point, it was a considerable amount of work. Of course you have to, we had to take off the wheel. It's probably having a little problem focusing because it's dark in here. Take off, the tire, then you have to take off the whole brake assembly, the caliper, all that. You have to take off, that big nut, castellated nut in the middle. Or take off the rotor, all that crap, right? Pull, your CV joint, little axle thing out of the transmission. You pull it right out of there. And then, up here on the top, you have to remove your starter, which what you can see now is, let's see here. Alright, what you see in right there, that's the clutch. And you can see if the camera will focus. Shit, come on. The fuck. Anyway, yeah, if you can see, well, you can't. But anyway, just trust me, there's some teeth around that. That's the flywheel, and the starter engages through this little hole right around there, and into the flywheel, spins it around to start the car. So you have to remove the starter and the air box and all this other shit up here, and then you have to remove all these sensors out of the transmission. I think one of the sensors is your miles per hour. So you remove all those, and also, of course, you drain the fluid out of the transmission, and then you drop the linkage. There's 2 linkages on your transmission. This is my transmission, by the way. But before you get to that point, you have to get this shifting linkage. You either have to pound this pin out, which is a huge massive pain in the ass, or you just remove this part right here from like the shifter, which is very easy. So you drop those. There's another little shifting linkage down there. Get rid of it. It's much easier. Then you remove all the bolts holding the transmission. You can see these holes, you know, like these holes that, you know, hold the transmission to the engine, and also, you know, so anyway, you remove all those. You have to remove, you know, a couple of motor mounts. You know, put a jack under the engine. You know, a little small jack under the transmission. The transmission is actually super light to help you maneuver it, and really, you don't even have to pull the transmission all the way out. You can just kind of maneuver it around so that you can get at that right there. That's the fingers that get pressed by a little hydraulic cylinder that, you know, by flexing that it you know, disengages your clutch. You know, watch Dave's Farms video for a complete explanation of that. So anyway, so but yeah, we pulled the transmission completely out. Here's the hole you can see in the transmission where you can get to the flywheel, which is right here, and that's where your starter sticks through. And so that's why you have to remove your starter. Here's, like I say, a hole for a sensor. I believe that was another sensor, I think. Don't quote me on that. Maybe that was just a bolt hole. I mean, that's the sensor though. Shit, sorry for my back camera work. Another sensor. So you have to get rid of all these sensors. Here's your shifting, your clutch fork. This is what engages your clutch, pushes that. Those right there push on those fingers. Fingers push down, flex the clutch back. The clutch disengages from the pressure plate. Yeah, I get the names mixed up, but anyway, this fork pushing in, it starts the whole initial flexing and disengaging of the clutch so that the flywheel can spin free and not provide power to the transmission. Anyway, so there you go, cool. So the easy part is over, and that was getting the transmission out, getting to the clutch, figuring out what exactly, you know, why the car wouldn't move anymore. So now the hard part will be, you know, reinstalling it all. So tomorrow I'll try to go down and get the parts for the clutch. Hopefully they'll be right around. Install those. You know, maybe try to do any type of, you know, I might get a new flywheel. We'll see. I'm going to pull off, disassemble the clutch a little more, look at the flywheel, see if there's any glazing, or see if, you know, just see how it looks. And if that's good, then we'll be good. You know, throw shit back together and hopefully have it rolling maybe tomorrow or the day after. And actually, there's some pretty bum motor mounts. Like, you know, I took off probably a little bit more shit than I needed to, but kind of a noob. But I don't know, what do you guys think about that motor mount? I mean, that seems a little questionable to me. This goes to the transmission. Other motor mounts, you know, seem to look, God, I'm sucking at the camera. Wow, I really fell it. Seem to look good. But anyway, so I'll end this video now. So thanks, YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'll hopefully be able to show you this thing running tomorrow. But I just wanted to show you that pile of lint that is my clutch. And it's kind of cool. So hopefully you can see this. Anyway, bye.